Hi everyone, my name is Nicole. I work at the Michigan Humane Society Berman Center for Animal Care in Westland. I have a bit of a twist for today. I have baby guinea pigs. So these two twins are Ben and Jerry. They were actually born on Christmas Day, so they're about 3 weeks old. They just went up for adoption yesterday, and so they're our newest members. So Ben and Jerry were actually born in a foster home. When their mom came into us, she actually came in with a group of 7 guinea pigs with 5 sisters, and all 5 of them were pregnant. And so we had gotten really lucky that our fosters had stepped up to help us out with this so that all these little precious little babies could be born into a home environment. And like I said, these guys were born on Christmas Day and they were the last litter to be born. So we have a lot of babies right now, a lot of moms up for adoption, just waiting to go home with you. Ben and Jerry are a bonded pair, and what that means is they have to go home together. We do have some guinea pigs that can go home as singles, but guinea pigs love having friends and to have somebody to talk to that understands them. So they really should go home together or go into a home where there is another guinea pig already of the same gender, and that way they can have a friend and be comfortable and adjust to their home even easier. We want the guinea pigs to be the same gender when they go home if they're going to be housed together to avoid future pregnancies. Guinea pigs do fall in love with each other very quickly, and so that's why they need to be of the same gender if they're ever going to see each other, play together in the same area, have any interaction at all outside of the cage. So since these guys are so young, they are still very shy, but the advantage of getting a guinea pig so young is that you have the opportunity to socialize them so well. And if you've seen those cute YouTube videos of guinea pigs running around the house and being super cuddly, this is a great opportunity to personalize them and socialize them to your needs. So as you can see, they are hiding quite a bit, and that's pretty normal, but daily handling and playing with them will socialize them very quickly, and they'll grow up to be such happy, friendly guinea pigs. If you were looking to adopt a guinea pig, I would strongly recommend that you do your research. A lot of people are allergic to them or their Timothy hay, and their Timothy hay is a very important need in their diet, not something that they can do without. So you'll definitely want to consider that. Also consider their bedding. They need very specific bedding, and we recommend using recycled newspaper as bedding, and they do sell that in the pet stores where it's a nice comfy comfy option for their very sensitive feet, as well as it's not harmful to the respiratory system like some wood chip beddings might be. They also will need a spacious cage. You will see them in smaller cages a lot of time, and even though they fit, they're not necessarily comfortable. They do like to explore just like any other animal and even people. So you will want to make sure that you can provide them with the appropriate housing and such, and even getting a book on guinea pigs would be very helpful. They will also need yearly vet checks like any other animal to make sure that they stay healthy and address any medical issues as they come about. So the next pet that I have is Jessie. She is a 10-month-old terrier mix, and her name is Jessie. She came to us as an owner surrender. The previous owner just did not have enough time for her. She is a very energetic dog. Right now she's being pretty good. She did go on her morning walk and just had breakfast, but she is typically pretty energetic. True to terrier, she is very curious and playful, and when she gets to know you, she is very, very cuddly. She's very sweet, and she just wants to be a part of everything that's going on. Jessie can be a little nervous with new people, but it doesn't take her long to warm up if you have a treat. She needs to go home without dogs because she just doesn't get along with other dogs very well. and some other dogs don't respond very well to her energy level. She also needs to go home with children 12 or older if there are children in the home because of her energy level. She might be too much for some children in the home. As you can see, Jessie can be quite the busy bee, and she does need a lot of stimulation, so she'll probably also do best in a home that is willing to play. She also would probably benefit from training classes. Any dog really would, but because she's so young and she's that type of dog that is very active and kind of a busybody, she would really benefit from getting some ground rules established in a positive way. So Jessie is already spayed, and she is also microchipped, which we do for all of our dogs and cats up for adoption. So she is ready to go home the same day. If you have multiple family members living in the home, she would probably benefit from meeting with them first just to make sure that everybody does enjoy her energy level. But if you were interested in adopting her, please come and meet her. And you would start off by filling out an adoption application, either at one of our adoption centers or on our website. Once you have that filled out, an adoption counselor will go over that with you to make sure that Jessie is the right fit for your home. And then if we all feel like it's a good fit, then you'll go into a private room to meet with her to get to know her a little better and see how she does with you and your family members. And then, like I said, she will go home the same day because she's all set. So guys, we talk a lot about how all of our adoption cats and dogs at the Michigan Humane Society are microchipped. But we never go over why we do that. The Michigan Humane Society finds it so important to make sure that every companion animal is microchipped. Reason being, less than 6% of dogs and 2% of cats find their way home when they're lost due to lack of identification most of the time. And there's lots of ways that an animal can get out, even though, for example, a cat's a strictly indoor cat, they might get curious one day and sneak out. And dogs, we let them out all the time, and we can only imagine the ways that they get creative to go on an adventure. And they can't speak for themselves to tell us where they come from when they get lost. And so identification is the only way to guarantee that they are going to come home to you. With a microchip, it is a small implant that goes under the skin that is about the size of a grain of rice. So the dog doesn't even feel it, and you don't even notice it. But with that microchip, it tells us so much. As long as you stay up to date on your contact information, it tells us your phone number, your address, the dog's name. And that is so important to us because we want to give your animals a name while they're here so that they don't feel so scared. And a microchip is relatively inexpensive for most people. So a microchip price will vary on where you get it done at a vet clinic. Some pop-up shot clinics will have reduced fees, but they are available at pretty much any vet clinic. So you can get it done at a routine vet check, or if your animal is due for vaccines or just for a wellness exam. It takes 5 minutes at most to do one. Most microchip companies will not charge you to update your information, but some do. So do your research on what company that you are going to be microchipping your pet with, just to make sure that it'll be convenient for you. Another important thing along with the microchip is to have an identification tag on your pet, because a microchip can only be picked up by a microchip scanner. So if, for example, your neighbor found your cat down the street, without a microchip scanner, they're not going to be able to gather that information to call the microchip company to alert you that your pet has been found. So a tag is a really easy way for average citizens to take your pet home to you or to contact you so that they could hopefully avoid coming to a shelter in the first place. So it's really important to make sure that your information is up to date on both the microchip and the tag, because again, that's the only way that your pet can communicate where they came from. Here's the thing. Some animals, whether you get them from a breeder or another rescue, they might already be microchipped and you wouldn't know sometimes. The way that you can find out though is to go to any animal shelter or any vet clinic and to just have your pet scanned. From there they'll have a personal identification number, and based on that you can look it up online to see what company that's through. And then you can see what information's already on there and update it to your information, which is really important because sometimes when a microchip is implanted, it is updated with that facility's name. But you want to make sure that it's in your name, so hopefully that your pet doesn't have to go into a shelter in the first place. And I don't want any of you to forget that this year we have our annual telethon. It is on Channel 7 and it starts at 6 a.m., but it goes on for most of the day into the late afternoon. So there's plenty of time to catch up on what's been going on in the telethon and how you can help. And the telethon has so much going on. We have adoptable animals running around the set sometimes and, just updating you on what the Michigan Humane Society is up to, how you can help our organization, help our animals in our community with donations, volunteering, all that great information.